Here is a welcome to the team. We are happy to announce Kristen Acevedo is our new property management specialist. Kristen will be working out in the senior living building and resident services. She comes with 20 years of experience and is dedicated to providing our residents with high quality services. Kristen will be working in both the senior living and in the health care center with a focus in event coordination and marketing and sales. If you have not already done so, stop by the Resident Services office and extend a friendly welcome. Welcome to the tomb, Kristen. We know you will do great. Okay, you want to read the swing?
And she's a lovely person. If you would walk into the resident office, if you need to see things, to see her about something, she's in Perla's position. She's sitting at Perla's desk where she was in resident services. And Perla has moved farther to the back in Mark's old desk. So, just for your information.
Right.
All right, on page 2, poetry lifts the heart and can make us smile, or sometimes weep. What are your favorite poems from childhood or now? Share. Here are a couple of mine. The Swing by Robert Louis Stevenson. How do you like to go up in the swing, up in the sky so blue? Oh, I do think it the pleasantest thing ever a child can do. Up in the air and over the wall, till I can see so wide, rivers and trees and cattle and all, over the countryside, till I look down, or on the garden green, down on the roof so brown, up in the air I go flying again, up in the air and down. Another one of my favorites was The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And I'm sure this will be familiar. Two roads diverged, excuse me, in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had whom really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. And I submitted those, hoping that others would do the same, submit their favorites, because I think it'd be just fun to see what we have from in our memory banks. And Ray, you have to do the other one.
Okay, the garden. As I walk through a garden, the lenient ground, speckled with morning errant sunlight, took kindly to my steps, inviting me to linger and savor the secrets of the grove. Orchard scents suffused my brain. Wholesome fruit, newly ripe, teased from sunlit points, while newly formed shapes waited on shaded branches. My hunger was for what lay beyond. I passed the garden, intending to return after others had their fill from the bounty hoarded there. Again, I walked through that garden, my balance tested by clods of weakly earth. Sunlight fell through arms of defenseless ghost trees, casting their shadows upon surviving growth. Insects feasted on the olive fallen fruit waste. My senses stung from the noisome scene, for now I hungered for that reverent fruit I knew in peak of form, but now lay rotten beneath my feet, or withered on leafless limb. Once I hastened from this place to seek what lay beyond. Now there is no sense of urgency, and the welcome to linger is withdrawn.
I love that. Yeah. Okay. Meditations on page 3. Eternal Spirit, Earth Maker, Pain Bearer, Life Giver, Source of all that is and that shall be, Father and Mother of us all, loving God, in whom in heaven is in heaven. The hallowing of your name echo through the universe. The way of your justice be followed by the peoples of the world. Your heavenly will be done by all created beings. Your commonwealth of peace and freedom sustain our hope and come on earth. With bread we need for today, feed us. In the hurts we absorb from one another, forgive us. In times of temptation and test, strengthen us. From trial too great to endure, spare us. From the grip of all that is evil, free us. For you reign in the glory of the power that is love, now and forever. Amen. And that happens to be the Lord's Prayer, which has been translated into the Maori or Polynesian language and then back, and is found in the New Zealand Book of Prayer. Nancy Ann Agnew submitted this little paragraph. The people we love become a part of who we are. And when they leave this world, a part of them stays with us always.
Fall. Get low to the ground. Tuck your chin and look away from the fall. Curve your body so you can roll. Don't stop the fall with your arms. Instead, slap off and help protect your head. How to get up from a fall. Roll onto your side. Crawl over a chair or sturdy piece of furniture. From a kneeling position, put your arms up onto the seat of the chair. Bring one knee forward. Place that foot on the floor. Push up with your arms and legs. Pivot your bottom around. Sit down. Rest before trying to move. Improving your muscle strength and bone density can be helpful in reducing the risk of falls. Lower body strength exercises such as back leg raises, side leg raises, squats, also help you improve your balance. Wellness provides all the training and tools to aid in your ability to stay vertical and not suffer the consequences of a fall. All you have to do is show up, practice, and prevail. You can do it. That, of course, comes from the wellness director, Ann Schroeder.
And it was about probably 9 months or so ago when we saw John Woodcock fall, and he did exactly that center part. You know, he rolled over on the side, and somebody pushed one of the chairs over toward him, and he did those very things. He crawled over to the chair and
I remember.
pulled.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. So the thing is getting the top part. If you feel like you're falling, most of us hit the floor before we ever have time to
To
tell our
realize what's
brain
happening.
to get, curl up in a little ball and to roll over to our side. All right, page 4. Oh, page 4. Isn't this wonderful? This is a wonderful, wonderful thing that they've worked out here. Helping Hands Team Update. And if you've taken any advantage of the Helping Team's first notification, here is a little addition to that. We have received 6 job requests so far in August. Just a reminder that we offer visits with you. We'll get a few items for you at Sprouts or True Value, or try to do odd jobs in your apartment. Sorry, we do not provide transportation. Please fill out a work request in resident services. Thank you. And then he added to this, voting is so important. Do you need help registering to vote or requesting an absentee ballot? If so, our team member, Martha Meister, can help. And then they give her phone number, or you can also call Ron Frederick, and his phone number is also given. And then here is another article submitted by Nancy Ann Agnew. Take a chance. Try something new. Reach out. Let someone in. Slow down. Be soft sometimes. Believe in yourself. Trust others. Listen to rain. See the sunrise. Reminisce. Cry when you need to. Have faith. Comfort a friend. Have a good idea. Make some mistakes. Try to learn from them. Celebrate life. Make the best of each day. Love yourself. Accept yourself. Love others. Accept them too. Forgive yourself and be your own best friend. Have no regrets. Hold no grudges or resentments. Fly.
Okay, you want me to take up? You want
Sure,
me to go?
ahead.
Is it COVID or a cold? With COVID always changing, it is getting harder to tell if it is in fact just a cold or if it is COVID. With fall upon us and kids back in school, now is the time we notice the rise in colds and COVID cases. The current variant that is going around starts with a headache and a sore throat. However, most of the time the symptoms vary from case to case. So, what is the best thing to do, you ask? Be mindful. If you are experiencing any cold-like symptoms, please avoid groups when possible. Wear a mask, wash your hands, and test for COVID rather than putting it off and sharing the germs. Discourage family from visiting if they aren't feeling well or have been around others who have been sick. Stay hydrated. Also, spend time outside in the mornings or evenings, avoiding the heat of the day. Fresh air and vitamin D do wonders for our bodies. As always, should you have any questions, please see me. And me is Vanessa, the clinic nurse. The United Women in Faith. We're back. United Women in Faith invite any interested women to join us for a special time of fellowship. We meet the fourth Tuesday each month in the hobby room from 1:30 to 3. Our September meeting will be on the 24th. For questions or to RSVP, please call or text Sharon Christensen, and her phone number is given here. And Sharon Christensen provided that information. If you see a big square screen on the ground in the rose garden, you're seeing the place where Delilah laid eggs on June 9th. It is just north of the fountain, close to the sidewalk. She spent hours digging to the deep hole for her eggs, then covered them up and left. Her job as a mother finished. She has never showed any motherly instincts. Since the incubation time for tortoise eggs can be any time from 70 to 100 days, we have no way of knowing when to expect the little ones to emerge. So, Phyllis Loretta came up with the clever idea of the screen over the nest so that the hatchlings don't escape. The babies are about the size of a walnut when they emerge from their nest, so we are trying to make sure they don't escape into the garden where they would most likely get lost or run over by a mower. We are assuming the eggs are fertile, knowing Diablo's love and sexual drive for Delilah. If we are lucky enough to get baby tortoises, they don't always hatch. The little ones will spend their first 4 years in their terrarium in the winter, and in their pen in the garden in the summer. The terrarium is brought in and set up in the office behind the desk in the lobby as it is needed. In the 14 years that we have lived at Manzano del Sol, Delilah has been laying eggs, and only 11 have hatched and have been adopted. 2 died shortly after hatching. Desert tortoises are on the endangered species list, so there are strict rules about owning them. It is against the law to sell them and have to be the right age or size to give away. They have to be 4 to 5 years old or 6 inches across before you are allowed to find them a home. I adopted Diablo and Delilah from a neighbor about 45 years ago. He had picked them up on the Arizona highway to keep them from being run over. It is against the law now, but ours are grandfathered in. Diablo's estimated to be 150 to 120 years old, and Delilah about 100 years old. They will be here when you and I are gone. They can live to be 150 years old. So owning an Arizona desert tortoise is a lifetime commitment. They live in such a wonderful garden and are so well cared for, no telling how long they will live. And that comes from the turtle lady, Millie Chiltweed. A new strain of COVID, new vaccine information. A note from Party Marty. Yesterday I spoke with the pharmacist at Smith's about when a vaccine against the new strain of COVID, raging in parts of the world and predicted to spread everywhere, would be available for all of us. The pharmacist stated that they are expecting the new vaccine will be available in September. In the meantime, you want to be masking, using hand sanitizer, and taking all the same precautions as when COVID was raging the time before. Be safe. And that comes from Party Marty.
Here's our list of September birthdays on the 6th page. Shirley Coppedge's birthday was the 1st of this month. Nelda Thielen is today, as is Sharon Franklin's. Janelia Bainig's birthday is tomorrow. Marilyn Williams' birthday is on the 9th. Betty Jo Hawk is also on the 9th. Kate DeBrosi, I'm not sure
I don't know how that's
pronounces
pronounced.
that
I don't
name,
know.
is on the 13th. Betty Christensen is on the 18th. Clara is going to be 90 on her birthday, the 19th. Jean Irwin is also on the 19th. Norma White will be having her birthday on the 22nd. And so is Charles Langston, also on the 22nd. Then Hank Morris will end the birthday months with his birthday on the 27th.
Hank Morris is a she.
That's right. That's right. Hank, of course. All right, I had forgotten that. She has to correct so many people, and she's been here long enough that I should know that. But isn't that amazing? So many birthdays are shared. I don't think we've ever had a month where so many birthdays were shared by other people.
Yeah.
Then we'll be saying happy anniversary to Neil and Pauline Baker, who were married in 1952, and Charles and Mildred Langston, who were married in 1983. And we're welcoming new residents, Floy Watson on the 4th floor. Oh, both of these are on the 4th floor. And Gary and Christine Miller on the 4th floor. So they're filling that up a bit.
Okay, here's things that you can take part in. You're welcome to join these groups. Reading the Apple Barrel together, Thursday, September 5th, if you're conscious, and remember to go.
To the 2nd floor.
But it's the first Thursday of each month on the 2nd floor lobby, 3:30. Residence Council, Monday, September 9th, 2 o'clock in the chapel. If it's possible, try to go to those council meetings because things we need to know are discussed there.
Exactly.
The Food Committee meets on Thursday, September 12th. They are on the 2nd Thursday of each month at 9 o'clock in the library. And the Library Committee meeting is on Wednesday, September 11th, the 2nd Wednesday of each month, 10 o'clock in the library. Community education is going to be different this month. The topic is A Romantic Adventure, Mrs. Jose Earp and the Lone Ranger.
That should be interesting.
The presenter is Chuck Hornung. I don't know who that is. But anyway, that will be Wednesday, September the 18th, 3 o'clock in the chapel. Project Linus, Friday, September 20th. The 3rd Friday of each month, 10 o'clock in the hobby room. I guess all of you know what Project Linus is.
I think so. Do you, Rose? That's the crocheting. They do all kinds of handwork, crochet and knit primarily, but they also do embroidery work, just whatever they want to sew together. But the Linus are the blankets that they make for the hospitals and for various groups where the police take children that they have to take out of their home and have for a time. So it's blankets for children that they might make mostly, and they have about they make about 5 a month, which they donate. It's amazing.
Some women in our church do the same thing.
Yes, yeah, you'll find that.
They make quilts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I interrupted you.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
The City of Albuquerque Book Van will be on Thursday, September 26th at 1:30 in the chapel. Ping pong on Fridays between 3 and 4 p.m. in the Wellness Classroom. Wii bowling Saturdays, 12 p.m. in the Wellness Classroom. Bingo Saturdays, 1 o'clock in the chapel.
Now the next page, which is page 8, announces the September ministry schedule. The Sunday services at 2 o'clock are going to be, the pastors who will be there the following. On September 1st, it was Jesse Ponce, and Jesse is one of our drivers. And but he attended School of the Bible at Calvary Church, and so he's ordained and qualified to teach or to pastor. September 8th will be Bert Scott. September the 15th, Hannah Scanlon. That might be a name that's familiar to you. She's been here before. September 22nd is Bert Scott. And the 29th will be Tanya Blankenship. Then the Wednesday services at 6:30 p.m. as our good friend Lorna, and I'll have to get her to say her name again. Cook, is it? Cute. See, Dutch people, say it again.
I'm not sure that I say it right.
Okay, we'll have her check us.
We'll make it quick.
Right, and that would be tonight, September the 11th, or tomorrow night. No, we missed.
It's already over.
We missed.
Yes.
You missed her.
Wednesday.
I get confused because she's also a wonderful bridge player, and I see her on Tuesday nights at the bridge table. And then the next week, on the 11th, will be Reverend Kako Torino. And September 18th, Savannah Gold. September the 25th, the Reverend Lynn Hinton. Then Catholic services are always held on the first and third Mondays at 10 o'clock. And their celebrant is the Reverend Jacob Romero. And they are all keen on providing more activities at Manzano del Sol. And I'd appreciate suggestions if you have any for in-house activities that you would like to see. Please write down your suggestions and bring them down to resident services. And of course, that's our wonderful activities director, Party Marty. And these were written and submitted just for me by Ann Schroeder, our wellness director. Reasons not to exercise. My grandmother started walking 5 miles a day when she turned 60. Now she's 97, and we don't know where she is. I don't exercise at all. If God meant for us to touch our toes, He would have put them higher up on our body. I have to exercise early in the morning before my brain figures out what I'm doing. And last but not least, I don't jog. It makes the ice jump right out of my glass. Oh dear. Okay, back to you, sir.
Okay. Here is a volunteer opportunity from the Oasis Intergenerational Tutoring Program. Do all of you know what Oasis is? It's an adult, a senior, just adult organization, mostly educational or sometimes recreational.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also very interested in education for children. So here is a volunteer opportunity with the Oasis Intergenerational Tutoring Program. As we retire from our various positions and pursuits, we are being replaced by younger people who are poised to become the next world leaders. These young people will be making the decisions that govern our lives and the lives of our families. It is important for them to be competent and literate. That's why I would like to introduce you to the Oasis Intergenerational Tutoring Program. Oasis Albuquerque is a nonprofit organization located at Manal and Carlisle that provides a wide range of educational programs for adults. If you are not familiar with them, go to and it gives you a what do you call it?
Website.
A computer address for more information. One of Oasis's offering is an international reading mentorship program for first to third grade students in the Albuquerque and Bernalillo public school districts. Oasis volunteer mentors commit to meeting with their students weekly, one-on-one, for a school year. They provide a supportive, non-threatening environment that helps students increase their self-esteem and confidence while developing an interest in reading and/or improving their reading and writing skills. Oasis provides support for its mentors and students by maintaining an incredible volunteer-run library of books, puppets, and support material. The library is staffed by volunteers who are available to help mentors find materials that match the interests and skill levels of their students. The Oasis staff provides a day-long training session for new volunteers, scheduled support meetings for ongoing volunteers, and personal support as needed. I did this for 5 years.
You beat me by 3. I did this for 2 years.
Okay. Some of them I'd rather not talk about. I didn't finish, did I? For more information, contact Vicky Devigne, Oasis International Tutoring Program Director, and the phone number is given here. If you have any questions about how the Oasis Mentorship Program impacts the life of its volunteers, feel free to contact Valerie Dalton on the 4th floor, Barbara Laswell on the 5th floor, or Carolyn says that she could tell you things about it. The Philharmonic Coffee Concerts, Party Marty will provide transportation to the 4 Friday morning concerts at First United Methodist Church. Season tickets save 1% and are priced at $108 or $144 or $187 for all 4 concerts. Single tickets may be purchased at the door. Order forms are in the activity sign-up book. That comes from Betty Logan. Here's a funny little pun. 7 days without laughter makes 1 week. Get it? That was submitted by Ann Schroeder, the Wellness Director.
Helping birds during fall migration. Most birds migrate during the night. from the smallest hummingbird to flycatcher, sparrows, and warblers. Every year in North America, more than 80% of songbirds leave their summer breeding grounds and travel south to Mexico, Central America, or further south. More than 80% of birds travel at night because they're safer from predators. For migration is the most hazardous time because there are so many young birds migrating for the first time. Daylight approaches and birds are ready to find a place to rest for the day. They often become disoriented by lights. Last night, I found this warbler on the ground in front of the pool area on September 22nd. Last year, that she found a bird, the warbler. We can all prevent this type of accident by turning off the lights in our apartments before we go to bed and not having any decorative lights on our balcony during migration, which starts September 1st and goes on through October 31st. Questions? Contact Judy Liddell. And she wears a sports shirt called Bird Nerd on the front of it.
I haven't seen this.
And I asked her, she was at dinner one night, and I told her I saw this huge, about 7:15 black cloud coming over our building and down, circling over the garden. Mm-hmm. And they parked themselves in the two trees, and then pretty soon, not even 5 minutes, they were gone again and out circling again. And they did that 3 times before they finally came in and settled down. And I said, what on earth? They were little black. And I said, they're still gathering there, and they just make the tree black. And she said, oh, those are starlings. And then several weeks later, she said, I think those were sparrows that you saw. And I said, I think they were 2 different flocks of birds because I saw the sparrows. That's the only bird I think I can recognize. And they were even going in different trees than the ones in which the starlings were. So it's fascinating to look up.
Okay.
So just very quick.
A couple of times I was looking out my bedroom window,
yes,
and here came this horde of birds.
And it's huge.
Yes. And they stayed for a few minutes, and then they were gone.
Oh, my goodness. And they didn't come back.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, they probably did, but not at the time that I saw them.
Then here are some handy-dandy hints from Heloise. Now, these are handy hints from Heloise.
Remember Heloise?
Most young people can't remember her because she was
too
somebody
far
from our era, but she always had great ideas. Get this one. If you want to sharpen your scissors, cut foil. To clean a stain on the rug, wet the rug, dust it, dust on baking soda, and then when the baking soda is dry, simply vacuum the spot. To clean a burned pot or a glass pot, boil some vinegar and a little water and gradually add baking soda and simmer for a few minutes. That's great. Prolong the life of cell phone, battery, and charge. Reduce all storage and history as possible, i.e. the photos use a lot of charge. Texting uses more than calls. And saving many texts uses up charge. Save data and family photos to your email. If you're washing shoes in the washing machine, best not to put them in the dryer. Air dry them. A hand sanitizer helps with itching skin, which are the result of mosquito bites. Spray cotton shirts with purified water and smooth to avoid wrinkles. And to further all efforts, believe in your goodness and trust utterly in God. And those helpful tips were submitted by Mary Gruby.
Well, here's a variety of things. This is also a Mary Gruby. Integrity is telling the truth to yourself. Honesty is telling the truth to others. That comes from someone named David Jeremiah. Integrity is the value we place on ourselves. It's our ability to make and keep commitments to ourselves, to walk our talk. Your discipline comes from within. It's a junction of your independent will. You are a disciple, a follower of your own deep values and their source, and you have within you the integrity to subordinate your feelings, your impulses, your moods to their values. Now, this comes from Steve Lovey, whoever he is. Pride is always hungry and must always be fed. Humility sustains itself. And this is we're back to David Jeremiah. Heavy weights lifted fewer times in succession.
Hold it down, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Heavy weights lifted fewer times in succession produce greater strength. Lighter weights lifted with more repetition produce greater endurance. And now here comes Dr. Seuss. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. I would like to thank you all for your thoughts and prayers and for your best wishes. I am happy to announce I will be coming back to Manzano del Sol on Thursday, September 5th. I look forward to seeing you all soon. And that's Elsie Morris, the beautician. Gift shop news. You know how they say, time flies when you're having fun. Well, I guess we are having fun. Way too much fun, because it's flying by too fast. State Fair time now. Corn dogs and all the goodies. We have a pancake and sausage on a stick for only $1 each. We also have pizza now. They are the small frozen ones and are best if warmed in an oven or toaster oven. We also got some new cookies in. I expect all the cookie monsters in the building to come and see which ones. As always, our jewelry selection is always exciting. Our card selection is amazing. Bring your family and friends in for a visit. God bless. From Debbie Harrington in the gift shop. I do have trouble with that pancake and sausage on a stick. I cannot quite imagine how that works. I'm going to step in someday and say, I want you to demonstrate this for me. Return of Fall Seminar. For 8 Thursdays, beginning October 3rd, 2024, Professor Bruce Redford will return to offer another literary adventure. This time it will be Dante, the pilgrim on his journey into the Inferno. For information, please call or see Betty Logan in apartment 618, or you may call her at a phone number that's given here.
Mm-hmm. And that brings us to our very last, the back cover of our Apple Barrel.
You're right.
Which discusses the wellness outing This month it's going to be on the 27th, and they're going to leave at 11. And I'm not sure. Sometimes those are things that that we can all take part in, even if you need a lot of help.
Yeah.
But this might require quite a bit of walking. I'm not sure. Depending on the weather, we will either have an outside adventure or an inside event. I have some ideas, but I always welcome any suggestions from you. Even though late September should bring cooler temperatures and no mosquitoes, nothing has been usual this year. So stay tuned or come see me with your ideas, which tells me that they have not planned anything, right?
That sounds like it, yes.
And she has included several pictures, which would be a little difficult for you to see, but maybe with your magnifying material, you might see these. They're the pictures from their last field trip to Tejeras Pueblo Archaeological Site. And the volunteer docent was so knowledgeable and accommodating. Before going around the actual archaeological sites, we listened to one of the docents explaining the beautiful paintings representing the history of the site, and then she explained the meaning behind the different portions of one of the murals. So I guess it was a very successful outing to Tejeras Pueblo.
Sounds like it.
And that concludes our reading of the Apple Barrel for this month.